Hi, Facebook. It's Miss Blackstar again. It's Friday evening, and I'm here to chat with you about a topic that often makes most of us feel a little uncomfortable. The hair is looking kind of big today. I can't be bothered. It's the weekend, and I'm going to wash it. Anyways, I'm waiting for some people to come on to see me. I can't see who's watching right now. I don't know if there's something I can do. I think I need to make an adjustment on my phone for that. No, hold on. Okay. Hey, Panella. Nice to see you. Always supporting everything. I'm waiting for a couple more people to join. Come in the chat room before I begin talking. Hey, cuz. Happy Friday to you. Yes. So I'm waiting for a few more people to come on before I begin speaking. My sisters, where are you? I want to know if you're there. Yep. I'm waiting for my sisters to get online. You know, that sisterly love is everything. Anyways, I don't want to belabor my purpose for coming on today. You know, every Friday I've been trying to do a little 15-minute something. Basically just to kind of go through what my week was like. And like any other week, it's just like the hustle is on and all that stuff. There's some unfortunate news that I heard this week. 2 family members and my brother's best friend passed away this week. And it was very strange with all the stuff that's going on. I think that there's something weird going on. Ever since we had that lunar eclipse, as they would call it, everything seems to me like it's going haywire. There's too many events that have been happening like right after that just make me just give it a kind of like a side eye, like, really? This is what's happening? Because from the time that we had that lunar eclipse, a lot of strange things weather-wise has been going on. And it's really interesting how the weather and how the world is connected. I said to someone today, when things like this happen in the world, like with all the what you call them, the hurricanes and all that stuff that's happening right now, and all the bad weather, the Irma, the this one, the that one, there's so many things I could barely keep up with what's happening. But it just shows you that something that happens all the way in Antigua or all the way in Florida can affect somebody halfway on the other side of the world. And it just shows that we are really truly connected. And you know, we may be different colors and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, we're all connected. We are all connected. We all live on the same planet. We're all trying to live. We're all trying to eat. We're all trying to do good by our families. This is what's up. So today, I basically wanted to speak on the fact that my cousin Summer lost her father. Another cousin of mine in St. Vincent, on my other side of the family, on the Latham side, someone passed away on that side also. And my brother in England, one of his good friends passed away. So I just want to pay my respects. I'm never really good, or I'm not really good at knowing what to say, because the loss of a father is a huge loss in a person's life. And really, I don't think there's anything that anybody can say. So this is one of the things I want to talk about. Because anytime somebody passes away, it's very, very uncomfortable for those around you to know what to say. I remember one time a co-worker's father or mother passed away, and I had a hard time trying to figure out, what am I going to say? Because I don't want to sound like I'm cliche. I don't want to sound like I'm just saying things. Hey, Julie, thank you for joining, sis. I don't want to say things that sound like they came out of a textbook. I had no idea what to say. I had no idea what to write. I had to actually go online and look it up so that I could say something that sounded right. Because you don't want to say the wrong thing. So The topic of conversation today is the language of death. Now, we all know that death is one of those things that's inevitable. Just like how we have to pay taxes, death is also inevitable. And we know it's something that we have to experience, and we know that it's something that we have to look forward to in life, that there's a beginning and there's a definite end. And, you know, there's people who have shorter times, and then there's people who have longer times. Hey, cuz. So it's an inevitable act that happens to everyone. But at the same time, it's one of those things that we're so uncomfortable talking about and dealing with. Even watching somebody who's going through the process of passing away, that in itself is difficult to do. I know that someone close to me told me that when their father was passing away and he was dying of cancer, he used to avoid going in the bedroom or walking past because he didn't want to see him not breathing one day. So it creates barriers. So how we deal with people who are going through death, and how we talk about death, and how we relate to people who are going through experiencing death are all different, and it's always something that's very uncomfortable for the other person. So I wanted to give you a couple quick tips on what you should do. So basically I've came up with 5, and the first one is before you open your mouth to give condolences, know your relationship to this person. That's important, that you understand what your relationship is. So if this is somebody you work with, you will have to be a bit more careful, maybe a little bit more to the point, you know, maybe things like sorry for your loss and stuff like that. But when it comes to people who are your friends and your family, if you've had a chance to know or to understand what their relationship with that was with that person who lived, then you can be a lot more personable in the things that you say. So there's all those cliche things like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and, you know, if there's anything that you need, please call me. Those things have been said and said over and over again. And I know that if I had someone who was close to me who passed away, I don't want somebody to tell me something that sounds like not genuine, not really who you are. You need to just speak from the heart. So the third thing that's very important is you need, first of all, let me just run through it again. When somebody passes away, you got to understand your relationship to the person who has passed, and or to the other person who is the family member who is in mourning. So you have to choose your words and pick them very carefully. Words are very, very powerful, and so you have to pick them. Pick your words carefully, because you do not want to offend. You don't want to say things that could be taken out of context. You also have to bear in mind that people have different religious values and things like this. So the way that they deal with death might be different than the way that you do. There's some cultures that are very, very expressive, and they cry and they mourn and they scream and they shout. And then there's other people who are just very stoic. And depending on how that person presents to you, you will have to try and mirror that to a certain extent, especially if you don't really know this person really well. The second point that I'd like to say is say something that's genuine. Say something that's from the heart. And if you're not good at words, maybe write something down or actually do something for the person. That might work better. Sometimes you feel awkward in saying, well, I'm so sorry that, you know, that your whosoever passed away, you know, you feel awkward in those moments. So, you know, that's the time for you to really think about who this person is to you. You know, if it's a friend or a cousin or something, and you know that they enjoy going to the movies, or they like eating out at a certain restaurant, maybe buying a gift card for something, or maybe cooking them some dinner because you know they're really upset right now. Maybe cooking is not going to be the best thing. Maybe offering to babysit. They might have a young child, and you know, right now they need time to grieve and to cry and stuff like that. And you don't really want these things affecting your young children. So offer to like take the kids and babysit them for a couple hours. Get them out of the house. Those types of things are more meaningful than your words. Like the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. And if you're not very good with the words, which is okay because not everybody is, it's awkward. you feel really bad. So doing something for that person that's meaningful is probably better. So take, like I said, take the kids out, offer to cook dinner for the person. Maybe just tell them that, tell them a good joke for the day or something. They need to kind of find a way out of that funk. And the funk lasts for a long time. There's nothing we can do about that. I mean, it's a process that you have to go through. And I just want to say to the people who are going through this right now, and those that I've mentioned this week who I know who are heartbroken or feeling, they're feeling really hurt, or they're really missing that person in their life, know that there's people around you that love you and will support you and that are here for you. And with time, everything heals. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about that. So that's my spiel on death and language. We need to know how to be genuine in the things that we say. Okay, that's basically it. So aside from that, this week was the first day of all of our kids getting back to school. And it was only 2 days of school, but I'm happy that my kids had a good time this week. I'm hoping that your children had a good time this week. I was listening to the news, and I heard on the news that kids are getting jumped for their phones and stuff like that. So for any of you kids who are walking around with Samsungs and iPhones and all these electronics, beware of who's around you, and make sure that if you're wearing headphones that you either have them low or don't wear them at all. When you're walking on the streets, you need to be aware of what's happening around you, right? Be aware of your surroundings and who's in your area, because everybody wants to look hot for school. People are jumping people for their shoes, their electronics, coats, all that stuff. Just beware. All right? That's all I have to say. I wish everybody has a wonderful weekend and do something fun. Enjoy the weather. I believe it's going to be good. And pray for all those who are going through these bad weather conditions, that things will work out well for them. They need all the prayers that they can get. All those people who are trying to run out of Florida right now, I feel for you. I'm really mad about that. I was just telling my dad that it's really unfortunate that at a time when there's natural disasters, that the airlines will decide to kick the prices of tickets all the way up, so that it makes it almost impossible for large families to be able to pay for tickets to get out of the country. There's a lot of people who are trying to drive out of Florida right now. I wish them the best of luck. I wish that God, lights their path and angels cover them as they try to move away from that area to safety. Okay, so that's it for today. See you next week, Friday. Bye for now. Bye.